Hey, I'm Anand Chaudhary, an 8th grader from John F. Kennedy Middle School. And in this video, I'm going to go over what limits actually are, because they're kind of one of the most important things in pre-calc and calc. And it's probably something you should probably know before or while you're heading into the course. So why don't we get started? We're starting off here with a basic equation, and it's y is equal to x minus 4, okay? Very simple equation, but now I'm going to ask a question. What if x equals 5? Simple, you guys would probably just say, oh, y is equal to 1 if x equals 5, because 5 minus 4 is 1. But now, what if I keep saying, if I start decreasing the value of 5 so it gets closer and closer to 4, but never quite 4? Now that's basically what the basic idea of a limit is. And it sounds like pretty simple, but there are many things you could do with it in calculus, which we'll go over later on in this course. But let's start off with showing you guys how to write a limit, because it's probably going to be one of the things you're going to write quite a lot in calculus. So let's say for this problem, we want to say, we want x to approach 5, okay? And I know last time I said we're trying to get it to go to 4, but let's keep it as 5 for now, okay? So if we were to make x equal 5, it would be 5 minus 4, and y would equal to 1. So if I'm taking, let's say values such as 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, which are close to 5 but aren't quite 5, you would see that it's going. If I take 5.3. It's going to be some value. If it's going to be 5.2, they're going to start approaching 1. Same from the other side. If I take 4.7, 4.8, 4.9 in that exact order, it would be approaching 1. So how would I write that? So we would write LIM, meaning limit. I hope you guys understood that by now. LIM stands for limit. Under it, we're going to write x. Arrow, meaning approaching. In this case, arrow means approaching. And then we're going to give it a value. Now, I said we want it to be approaching the value of 5. So here you would write 5. So limit of x as it's approaching 5 of, and in this case, we don't need to write y because we're taking it as a function value here. And you would just write of x minus 4. Equals 2, and then from there on, you would say 1, because as you're getting closer to 5, as you're getting closer to 5, it's getting 1. Now, people find it a little confusing here because of the fact that equal means, oh, it is going to equal 5. But, here's the thing. If I were to take some value, like, let's say 5.3, it would actually be 1.3. So it's not exactly 1, and in this case, I would also use this sign over here, but mathematicians decided it would be better if you just have an equal sign. But I know it's a little deceiving here, but just remember it's approaching that value. So that's basically basic notation for limits. Let me get into some more complicated way of writing it, which is going to be used on more further down in calculus, but it's good to know it anyway, just in case you do get some pop quiz in class. So, what if, let's say, okay, we're still going to have, as it's x approaches 5, of x minus 4. But let's say I only want the values from the right side of 5. Meaning, see, if we were to have a number line up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? Because this is, when we're referring to what I'm going to just tell you in a few seconds, we're referring it to off a graph. So, what if I only want values from the right side of 5? Now, there's a special type of symbol you add to this in order to get only the right values of 5. And it's very simple. Usually in math, when you're thinking of adding things, you would say, and then you would add an addition sign. So basically, you're adding an addition sign, meaning from the right side. Basically, the positive side of the x-axis. So that's Very simple if you only want values from the right side, meaning like 5.3, 5.2, 5.1 in this case. Now, if the addition sign means from the positive side, what would you think is from the negative side? Now, obviously, the negative side is the complete opposite. The negative side would be limit as x approaches to 5 from the negative side of x minus 4. And again, this means the complete opposite. It's going to mean from values like 4.9, 4.8, 4.7 for just this case. But remember, it doesn't always work that way for all the cases. It's not going to be the value 4 point something. It would be for whatever you're trying to approach from the x side. So that's basically simple notation for limits. Why don't we do a few simple problems here on limits, because it seems very simple. Let's start off with a basic one. Let's see, we're trying to find the limit as x approaches to 10 of x minus 21. What would it be approaching? Now, the way you kind of solve for limits is very simple. Here's a spoiler. You just substitute the value of what x is approaching to in here, and you're going to get the value back of what it's approaching from both sides. So, for approaching 10, you would get negative 11. So, basically, as you're approaching 10 in this case, it's going to be approaching negative 11 from the y. So, let's do one more problem, and then I guess we can call it a video. Limit as x approaches 100 of x plus 1,000. Again, it doesn't matter about these big numbers. Basically, simply substitute it in. If you were to substitute it in, it would become 100 plus 1,000, and this would equal to 1,100. Very simple concept, actually, and is very widely used in calculus. So it is a very helpful and essential concept to know in calculus, pre-calculus, and any of those calculus type courses. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Leave any feedback you want on the video. Would really love it. And thanks for watching.